We have Jack Carton back in an Irish squad this month. He's also signed a new 3-year deal at Connacht, so Jack Carty is going to join us 7:30. Niamh Briggs and Ruaidhri O'Connor on Wednesday Night Rugby after 8 o'clock. It is a Champions League evening, of course, as well. Dominic Fifield covers Chelsea and Spurs. We'll get the lowdown on how Antonio Conte is settling in. Chelsea, meanwhile, looking very awesome just now. And Bows fans, we had Brian Kerr last night talking St. Pat's, so this evening it's your turn. Johnny Logan, 9 o'clock on the football show. 53106 is the text number. We're at Off The Ball on Twitter. Ruaidhri O'Connor in studio for the Newsround as well.
Hi, Joe.
And Cathal Mullaney, hello to you.
Hi, Joe.
I mean, really, my career has been leading up to Johnny Logan on the football show, and tonight's the night, Rory.
Incredible season. I've had a sneak preview of it there, and I very much enjoyed it. The listeners are in for a treat.
I mean, he really loves the Bows affection.
He does, yeah. I'd say now if you'd gone deep on kind of the tactical formations for Sunday, he might have struggled a little bit, but he definitely, I think he it's reciprocated. I don't think it's a one-way thing. I think it kind of came together randomly, and he's embraced it, and he's played Dalymount Park. He helped the club out at a low ebb, and it's a nice story. It's I think he's got a lot out of it as well.
Yeah. You, of course, also a Bows fan.
Yes.
Carl just asked you there how you were feeling ahead of Sunday, and I thought you'd say, grand. And your answer instead was, I'm nervous.
Oh, really nervous, yeah. I think I'm as stressed about this as I have been about anything since my wedding day.
So you cover the Irish rugby team, you cover various sports. For you, Bows in a sporting event, emotionally, that's the most nerve-wracking one, is it?
Yeah, the beauty about I covered League of Ireland for a while, and I covered GAA as well, and I'd be a big Dublin fan as well. And
yes,
one of the reasons I like
you after an All-Ireland final one day.
Yes, I mean, one of the reasons I like covering rugby is because I don't have the same affiliation with any of the teams as I do with Bows or Dublin, and for me, you know, getting to specialise on one that didn't have that connection has been great, because Bows means an awful lot to me, and it's a big family thing. My dad, my uncle, my sister are all members of the club, and we all go along, and it's been my first big game was 1992 FAI Cup final when Bows beat Cork City with Dave Tilson's goal, and I've been a big fan ever since. So going with my dad, my sister can't come unfortunately on Sunday, going with my dad, my uncles, friends, it's just after such a long time being away from it, to go to the Aviva Stadium to support Bows with 40,000 people there, for us to see that many people at a Bows game it's just insane, and it's a really special day. It's been a bit of a mission for Bows in the last couple of years to win the cup, because after the financial crisis that Bows went through, the league hasn't really been a realistic proposition. Other fans taunt Bows that they haven't won a trophy in ages, but really being competitive has been an achievement. But the cup has been the kind of singular focus, and they've got the semi-finals, took Cork to a replay. You know, we're on the cusp of getting to the Aviva. It's been a mission for the last couple of years to actually get there now. The Waterford semi-final, I didn't enjoy it one bit. I was just absolutely wired. I'm hopefully going to enjoy Sunday a bit more, but the fact that Bows didn't qualify for Europe last week and are relying on a win on Sunday to get into Europe puts a bit more pressure on as well. So, but I am really looking forward to it. I mean, those nerves are why you're interested in sports.
So you were there long before the hipsters arrived on the scene.
I was there before Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan doesn't remember this, I don't think, but I was at the night of the 1992 World FAI Cup final. It was the same night, or the night after Linda Martin won the Eurovision. He wrote Linda Martin's song, and my auntie was the backing singer for Linda Martin. So after Bows won the cup, we all went out to the airport to welcome my auntie Carol and Linda Martin back, and Johnny Logan. And my uncle put a Bows scarf around Johnny Logan's shoulders, so he was a Bows fan. That was 16 years before he actually performed at the cup final in 2008. So yeah, I've been around for a while. I was there in the old Dalymount as a kid, and I was there for the glory years. We had some great days in the 2000s, but actually the club is a much better place to be now. It's a much nicer place to be, and it's much more connected with its community, and does a lot of stuff outside of it that I'm sure you've talked about it with Daniel Lambert and stuff before, I think. But yeah, it's in a much healthier place. We don't win as much as we did back then, but we're a much better, much more stable entity, and it's in a really good place going into the next couple of years, and win or lose on Sunday. But hopefully we get that bit of silverware to celebrate.
Man, how small is Ireland? So randomly on the one night you're in, that we have Johnny Logan on, it turns out that your auntie was a backing singer for Linda Martin.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. No, the Eurovision's always been big.
We're about 2 degrees of separation in this country. My God.
Yeah. So Linda Martin has said on national television she's a Bows fan as well. And I don't know if it just goes back, because I don't think she's very interested in football, but I don't know if it goes back to the fact that like half of the, maybe not half, but a good contingent of the people who were there to welcome her when she came back from
the O'Connor
Malmo
family.
having won was the O'Connor family decked head to toe in red and black, having beaten Cork City in the cup final. But yeah, Ireland can't beat it.
Jeez, that's gas. I do remember that night very well. I'm too young to remember 87 or 80 when Logan was singing, but I can just about remember.
It was the beginning of the glory years, yeah.
Listen,
5 and 6, wasn't it?
It's like, do we win every year?
Yeah, and none of them were featured in the film. I'm disgusted about that. Johnny Logan, he wasn't featured in the Eurovision film, which I thought was very, very disappointing.
This is the Will Ferrell one,
Titan, yeah,
which really wasn't great.
I enjoyed it.
Did you?
Good fun.
Well,
yeah.
I'm starting to see you maybe as a Eurovision nut here. like, I mean, when you mentioned, I can't believe he wasn't in the scene with all the winners. I'm like, what scene with all the winners? So you obviously are like, oh, there's your man from '98.
I wouldn't say I'm a modern Eurovision nut, but I think then, yeah, that glory years of the rock and roll kids and all that. Yeah, it'd be. Yeah.
Well, now listen,
myself and Dan McDonald after a few beers now might get a rock and roll kids going.
If rock and roll kids came on and I was in the right mood, there'd be a tear. To be fair, I mean, they were glory years.
Yeah, they were.
I wouldn't watch it anymore at all.
I watched it this year. It was good fun.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. But Ireland we're not at the races at all. We need Johnny back.
I mean,
Johnny and the Bows choir.
So, but would we have a chance anymore with the voting? No,
I don't think so. Yeah, it's when Europe. It's a bit like qualifying for the World Cup in football. Like Europe's so big now and there's so many different countries. It's just much more difficult. But I think if you had the right song, you know, anyone can win it. It's not that corrupt. I mean, I don't think we've had a good song in about 20 years. Maybe some Eurovision entry will give out to me, but I mean, sending Dustin and things like that, probably Don and Joseph McCall, people like this, you know, you're not really realistic contenders.
Lay off Don and Joseph. Dustin will take.
Just the two that came to mind. I mean, maybe it's harsh to group them together.
Did Jedward go? Jedward did go.
Yeah,
Jedward went. Yeah,
Mickey Joe Hart has to be up
Mickey
there.
Joe Hart, yeah.
Top
I ended up in
There's nothing wrong with Mickey Joe Hart.
Ended up in a late bar with Mickey Joe Hart after he did a gig in the UCT Student Bar. Myself again and Dan McDonald.
Yeah, he was at the NUI Minute Student Bar when I was there as well.
Yeah,
we were of a similar vintage.
Yeah, we are.
He did quite well, I think, did he?
Yeah,
Last time I
yeah,
saw
he
him,
did.
sorry,
he was playing.
I'm not having a word against Mickey Joe.
He was playing Crystal last time. Well, last time I was in Crystal, Mickey Joe was kind of doing a live performance. It was like he's still going around.
Yeah,
he was okay. That was probably one of the better entrances, but that's nearly 20 years ago.
Is it really?
That would have been in 2003 or 2004. Yeah,
God.
We got the world tonight.
That's frightening.
Yeah,
we got the world tonight. That's it. Yeah.
Anyway, sports show.
Yeah, Johnny Logan on the way at 9 o'clock. So that is coming your way. We should start the news round. It is with thanks to Gillette, proud sponsors of Movember. Gentlemen, start your razors. Cathal, there is live football this evening, and not a bad game in Manchester, we should say.
Yeah, there certainly is. Manchester City know a positive result at home to Paris Saint-Germain this evening will secure their place in the last 16 of the competition. Pep Guardiola's side are a point clear of the French club at the top of their group. That's despite losing 2-0 to them in September. PSG arrive in Manchester with speculation continuing to surround manager Maurizio Pochettino and his potential move to Manchester United. But the Argentinian says he's committed to his current job.
I am so happy in Paris Saint-Germain. And, I am focused into try to give my best like we are doing. I was a player in Paris Saint-Germain. I love the club. I love the fans. I think it's a fantastic time to be on the club. We are fighting in the Premier League. I think it's 11 or 10 points, the difference in the Ligue 1. We are fighting for that. We are fighting now in the Champions League to qualify against Manchester City. I think, I think we need to be focused in that. That is my priority and that is my responsibility.
Do you know, Sterry said we're fighting in the Premier League. Freudian slip there on Mauricio's part. To be fair to him, that's fairly unequivocal, I'm saying, because some of the quotes yesterday, which were in print sections, were very much like, you know, football's about the present and things can change, and it seemed like he was alluding to that possibility. That seemed relatively straight, I would think.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be entirely surprised if by the end of the year, if after however many interim managers Manchester United go through, that he remains their top choice. And you know, for all the Paris Saint-Germain have all the money in the world, it doesn't look like a pretty. I mean, I don't think you're swapping. I don't know if it's a right fit either. Manchester United, it's going to have a lot of the similar problems. A lot of, you know, you're swapping Messi for, you know, Messi who does no work to Ronaldo who does no work, and you're a high intensity manager. So he does seem to make an awful lot of sense for Manchester United, but how much power he would have to actually shape that dressing room to his own style of play I'd be dubious about it. It looks like a very hard club to manage.
It is the one thing which hasn't been discussed much around Pochettino, is that Ronaldo is not a player he wants.
No.
So,
But he wasn't a player Solskjaer seemed to want either. And I mean, he's got Messi, Mbappe and Neymar who do no work at his team. I mean, you think of his Spurs team, we're such a committed, hard-working team, and now he's managing this. Now he basically, his formation is, most of the team sits back and these three guys up top, and kind of works because sometimes it works because they're so good. He's kind of going to be dealing with the same thing until Ronaldo eventually decides to retire or moves elsewhere. But at the moment, United is the Ronaldo club, and whoever manages them, I think that's why Zidane or a Laurent Blanc figure makes a little bit of sense, because they're, it's kind of more a Real Madrid type job than a project. And I think Pochettino is better at I think Pochettino would fit better at Liverpool if Klopp was to leave than he would at United, because those players probably would work in the way that he wants them to work.
Yeah, kick-off at 8. Liverpool in action as well?
Yeah, they are. They host Porto at Anfield. Jurgen Klopp's side have already secured their passage through to the knockout phase, but Jurgen Klopp has named a pretty strong team. But there is a Champions League debut for Tyler Morton, who came on and made his Premier League debut at the weekend. Caoimhín Kelleher not in goal this evening. Alisson starts in goal. A couple of 5:45 kickoffs as well. The latest scores there: Besiktas 1, Ajax 2, and Inter Milan 2, Shakhtar Donetsk 0 are the latest scores from those games. On the international front, of course, the Republic of Ireland women's side have a very important couple of games coming up, and Vera Pauw looks set to have a full squad to pick from for tomorrow night's World Cup qualifier against Slovakia. Ireland go into the game, of course, off the back of that memorable win over Finland last month. And as I say, it's the first of 2 games in this international window, with Georgia the visitors to Tallaght Stadium next Tuesday. Tomorrow's game will be live here and Off the Ball with Nathan Murphy and Emma Byrne on commentary. And the Republic of Ireland defender Savannah McCarthy says their sole focus is on tomorrow's clash.
For us, it's just taking game by game. So yeah, all eyes are on Slovakia. We want to try to get the 3 points, but we don't underestimate them. They're a good team, and they're quick and they try to get you on the counter. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and like Carl says, live commentary of that game tomorrow evening. Join us from 7. Meanwhile, Waterford are trying to get their act together ahead of a huge game against UCD on Friday. Yeah,
they've added Ian Hendon to their coaching staff ahead of that game against UCD, the promotion relegation playoff. The Englishman will link up with Mark Bircham's assistant Dave Bell there. He was a former Tottenham Hotspur, of course, defender, and has amassed some coaching experience in England and the UK as well. Bircham, of course, was sacked yesterday by the club. Elsewhere in the League of Ireland today, Derry City have formally completed the signings of Michael Duffy and Patrick McElhenney. The pair both returned to the Ryan McBride Brandywell from Dundalk, and it caps off a pretty good week for Derry City. They confirmed earlier in the week that Will Patching has also swapped Oriel Park for Rory Higgins' side for next season.
Yeah, it's a messy situation at Waterford.
And it's an important week for the League of Ireland, because if UCD beat Waterford in that playoff, then there'll be no team from Munster in the league next year, and that is not a good thing for a national league. They'll have 5 Dublin clubs, and one of whom is UCD, who have a very good team and always have very good players, but they're not an addition in terms of the commercial appeal or in terms of the crowds they bring. It wouldn't be a good thing. Waterford, for all that they're a bit of a basket case, they still got to a cup semi-final and brought a big crowd to Dennymount this year. Bircham seem to be doing a great job. They beat Bows 2-1. They're one of the reasons Bows are not automatically in Europe this year. I covered that game doing commentary for LOI TV, and they're very well organised. He seemed like a really good manager. He seemed like a very good advocate for the club. He's quite outspoken. He used to give out refs an awful lot, but he was doing a very good job. And just what a mess. To destabilise the entire thing in the week of your promotion relegation playoff when there's so much at stake, it's just crazy. I mean, it's classic League of Ireland stuff.
Yeah. Look, we can talk about that, and it's a serious issue, but needless to say, all the listeners want to talk about now is Eurovision. Siobhan Doyle, Linda Martin is a Bows fan. Pass it on. It's been a good 6 months since Off the Ball has gone down an in-depth Eurovision rabbit hole, and it's about time. Chris points out, hold on a second, Dustin is a national treasure. True?
Absolutely.
True.
I even have a Dustin album at home from when he released it as when I was there at 12, but he wasn't right for Eurovision. It wasn't the right fit.
Well, Chris argues Irlande Douze Pois was a banger.
That's the one.
We were robbed. Severe case of turkey phobia from our Eurovision.
His duet with Bob Geldof was better, I think.
Yeah, so there we are. I'll get to more Eurovision text in due course. The Karim Benzema story has been an extraordinary one, and it's reached something of a conclusion today, I think, pending an appeal maybe from the Benzema camp.
Yeah, he's been given a 1-year suspended jail term for attempted blackmail. A court in Versailles has found that the 33-year-old guilty of conspiring to blackmail former teammate Mathieu Valbuena over a sex tape. Benzema, who has also been fined €75,000, denies the allegations and will appeal the verdict, and he's expected to be involved with Real Madrid this evening against Sheriff in the Champions League.
And then John Fleck, a lot of people would have seen very disturbing scenes last night, so good news on that front.
Yeah, he's been discharged from hospital after collapsing during last night's 1-0 championship win at Reading. He was treated on the pitch before being taken off on a stretcher, but he was conscious when he left the stadium, and he's been discharged from hospital today. And just on the injury front for Tottenham, Antonio Conte believes that Christian Romero's hamstring injury is serious. The defender picked up the problem while on international duty with Argentina. Spurs play Mura in the Conference League tomorrow before a league clash with Burnley on Sunday.
OK, that's your news round for this evening. Carl, thanks very much.
Joe.
Rory O'Connor back for Rugby After 8. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Cheers, Carl.
Your chance to win big. News Talk's cash machine.
Yeah, there was €5,321.23 in the News Talk cash machine today. Did we have a winner? Well, this is what happened when Barry Dunn called John Dunn in County Laois just